Hello and welcome everybody to our podcast Don't Blame the Movies. Today, as always, with my lovely Canadian PG co-host Nicole.
Hey,
Hi.
how are you?
why are why are you laughing?
Because I think it's because of my new post. That's why
Oh
I
yes,
said that.
I definitely said it because of this.
Thanks.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Thank you, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm doing my podcast today, having fun so far. So yeah.
Did you want to briefly discuss about the Oscars right now or at the end?
No, I just wanted to say we discuss the Oscars, then we go to Mortal Kombat movies, and then we go to our, what was it, L
Um,
movies.
okay. So to discuss about the Oscars, you did not watch it.
Nope, sadly not.
I did, obviously, because of the time difference. And I will tell you, it was completely different from obviously all the years beforehand. And I get why they did what they did, obviously, because of COVID restrictions. But to be honest, I didn't mind it. It was kind of like it was straight to the point. And, at least it gave the actors more times to thank whoever they wanted to thank. And then it was done and over with.
Okay. I
So.
still think it was a weird choice to put Best Actor and Best Actress at last and not Best Picture. This was very confusing.
They usually do that, but
Yeah,
usually the best picture is long before it all. And I think this time they did best picture last. And normally they usually do. I think it's the best actress last because
no.
that's like a big thing.
This time they did Best Actor and Best Actress last. Usually Best Picture is the last because it's the most important award you can get.
Well, you're probably right.
Yeah, I'm a movie guy. I know stuff.
I'm backwards today. Okay, it's really nice outside. What do you want from me?
It's
I
backwards.
actually, I actually thought about sitting outside under the tree and recording this. But then, like, there's too many people outside, like, cutting their lawn and stuff. So I'm like, oh, you're going to hear all that stuff.
Yeah, and
So,
then I hear your dogs jumping around in the yard and barking, catching cats or anything like this, or
so a
chasing
usual
cats.
day.
Yeah,
The
but
usual day on a podcast with us.
yeah, but I think it's a little bit more naturally because with all the birds, like the bird chirping in the background and everything. Yeah.
And guess who's here? It's the rat. The rat's here.
Oh, your new best friend. It's awesome.
So let's get back to the Oscars. So the main ones. Okay, so you want to talk about how do you want to do this? Talk about our picks.
Yeah, I just say, let's just start with Best Director.
Okay.
Just to recap, Best Director, I said Another Round, like the director from Another Round gets the award, and you said from Minari. Well, we were both wrong because it was Nomadland.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, yeah, it's a good thing that she won this Oscar because she's, I think, I'm not sure if she's from China, but she's an Asian girl, and minorities very rarely win awards this big. Let's put it this way at the Oscars. So it's really cool, but for me personally, I was not a fan of Nomadland, so it was kind of disappointing.
I liked it, but like it wasn't my favorite. You know what I mean? But you know what though? I'm kind of happy she won because I think she's the first female director to actually win this. So it's kind of like
Yeah,
girl power,
I think you're
girl
right.
power. So I'm kind of happy for her. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So good for
I mean,
her.
like I say, I totally like. Oh, good, give her the award, whatever. But I just was not a fan of her movie. That's all. But I was very happy that Another Round got got the Best International Picture Award. This made me a happy boy.
Oh, I was actually wrong. It wasn't her who won it. She wasn't the first one.
Oh, you googled it.
Hold on. I'm looking right now. Actually, no, I think she is.
Yeah, what now? She wasn't, she was.
Hold on, I'm like reading. No, okay, so Catherine Bigelow was the first woman to win the Oscar for Best Director, which she won in 2010 for Hurt Locker. So no, she wasn't the first one.
But I think she was the first female minority to win this Oscar. So yeah.
Yes. So it's still pretty cool. It's still awesome. So continue, sorry.
Okay, so then we move on to Best Actress. And do you want to reveal who got the award for Best Actress?
I could, but I think I want to do actor.
Okay. I have to look it up because I totally forgot her name.
Okay, Frances McDormand.
Yeah, okay, Frances McDormand.
I like her though. I do like this woman. She plays in what?
But so my pick was Vanessa Kirby for Pieces of a Woman, and your pick was Andra Day for the United States versus Billie Holiday.
Yeah, because I did like her performance more, but even though it went to an actress that I didn't pick, I still like this actress, and she plays a lot of good roles. So good for her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like the same.
This is her third Best Actress award, by the way.
Yeah, and I can totally see it. But like I said, for me, it's the movie. It's like,
Yeah. Well, you know what, though? Actually, after we did our podcast, and then there's so much hype going into Nomadland that I was like, oh, I think they're going to pick up the awards.
Yeah, same. I heard, like, Nomadland was the Academy's darling, so to say. So it was like, oh no.
Yep.
But yeah, then let's move on to Best Actor. We both picked Anthony Hopkins, and the winner was
Anthony Hopkins.
Yay.
I was actually really happy for that. He obviously wasn't there. He was back in his hometown, so I think he did like a little speech the next day when he woke up, and he was shocked. He's like, he's like, I can't believe I won. But like, really, can you believe you won? Can you really believe it? Did you watch his little speech?
Oh, yes. Didn't I send it to you? No, I posted it in my stories on Instagram. And I think it was awesome from him to call out Chadwick Boseman for his amazing part as well. Because we both were like, it's either him or Chadwick Boseman, right?
Yep. And I'm so happy he won because like he's still kicking ass at 83 years old.
Oh yeah, definitely. But
and
I think
like that. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and I just like that movie was like amazing, and I don't think it won much.
No, I think it was 2 or 3 Oscars. I'm not so sure. But I think this is what confused many people or slightly angered them. Because of the order, like Best Picture and then Best Actress and then Best Actor, so many people thought, okay, it's Chadwick Boseman winning Best Actor because they want to end the ceremony with a high note, like, okay, Chadwick Boseman sadly passed away, but here we have an award for him.
Yeah.
And then they announced Anthony Hopkins and everyone was like, wait, what the fuck? What just happened?
Yep.
But like I said, he totally deserved it.
He did. He definitely did. All right.
And then we go to a final category, Best Picture. We both picked The Father. And the winner was?
Nomadland.
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah, sadly.
But on a more positive note, I'm very happy Daniel Kaluuya got an award for Best Supporting Actor. and I can't remember her name. The grandmother from Minari got an award for Best Supporting Actress. This made me very happy as well.
Me too. She was too cute in her speech. She was so cute. I was like, oh, I'm so happy. And but like, I don't know. Like, at least we got majority of our picks, right? We got a decent amount.
Oh yeah.
You know.
But what I also heard is that this time the Oscars had the lowest viewer ratings ever. Usually Oscars have like, I don't know, around 20 million people watching them. And this time there were 10 million. So not many people watched it.
Well, because like, you know what's funny? Going into it, some people were telling me, I'm over the Oscars, I'm over that shit, I'm over this, I'm over that. And I get that wholeheartedly.
I mean, yeah, I get it too, but still. Okay. Oh, damn it. I totally missed that. We have May 2nd.
But
because on April 13th, there was the 420 Awards. We should have watched them too.
Oh yeah, you sent me that clip. I completely forgot about it.
For context, the 420 Awards is a little award show hosted by what's his name? Wait, give me a second. Damn it! I can't remember his name. Wait, let me check. Derek Savage is his name. Derek Savage, who is also the creator of let's call it a kids movie called Cool Cat, and it's pretty much a meme nowadays in social media. Cool Cat and all his stuff. And this guy, basically is the creator and host and everything of the 420 Awards. And I remember the first time he even wanted Cool Cat to introduce the 420 Awards. But the actor who was in this costume, he said, no, Derek, Cool Cat is a kid's character. I don't think it will deliver the right message if he opens up a 420 award show.
Okay.
And for everyone not aware, 420 Awards is about weed and stuff.
Well, no shit.
But I don't know, the nominations and everything is so random. Because they have best movie, and this was like, I don't know, Star Wars, and then they go to best stoner movie and best music. And I don't know, it's not like annually or like recent movies that came out, it's just random movies. It's so weird, you definitely have to watch this.
Well, it's like, how long is it too? So it's not a long.
No, I think it's like 40 minutes to an hour, something like this.
It's not too bad. That's kind of, no, it's a little bit shorter than normal.
I can send you the highlights thing from YMS, because he is a huge fan of this and always makes fun of it. And it's like a 20-minute shortcut of this, but it's so hilarious.
Well, then send it.
I will, after our podcast.
Okay, good. Okay.
So, moving on to Mortal Kombat.
All right.
Okay.
So, okay. What do you want to talk about first? Like, do you want to talk about the originals and then go to the new one, or?
Yeah, I'd say we go in order. Talk about the first Mortal Kombat movie from 1995.
Okay. So the OG one.
Well, yeah.
OG one. Always gonna love it. It's pure like cheesiness, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
for its time.
Is.
But honestly, I absolutely loved it growing up. I thought it was amazing, even to like Goro's costume, because like you look at Goro in the new one, he's so CGI, and this one you're like he has like that thick costume, kind of like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles had.
Oh yeah,
You know?
Goro was totally practical. It was no CGI or anything. It was like a
Yep.
real thing. This is so awesome.
Yep. So okay, so what did you think about the original?
I mean, for me, it was awesome to see all these recognizable characters on screen, on the big screen, portrayed by actors I don't know, except for Christopher Lambert. But his portrayal of Raiden was a bit, even back then, because I don't know, but the sound, his voice makes it just weird. I just want to say cringe, but let's say weird.
Okay. I want to point out that I love the Raiden in the very first OG one.
Like movie or game?
Movie.
Movie, okay.
When they went and they did the second one, Annihilation, I was like, what? Like it's like they like low budget. Like don't get me wrong, the actor, I like him, but
Yeah,
no.
we'll get to this later.
But then they cut his hair, and then Sonya like had long hair in the OG first one, and then boom, you watch the Annihilation one, and you're like, when did she have time for a haircut?
Yeah, I will talk about this in a second.
Okay. Continue.
I'd say that the story is kind of okay, but I think if you're not familiar with the Mortal Kombat franchise or story or anything, it can be quite confusing to you, because they always mention the Emperor and Shao Kahn, but I think they never show him.
Shao Kahn?
Yeah.
They show him in Annihilation.
Yeah, and we know how this turned out. But I think the like I said, it wasn't really an issue, because let's be honest, nobody expects an awesome story of a Mortal Kombat movie. So yeah, I think the fight scenes were pretty good to okay. There were some ones who were better and some ones who were like, yeah, they're not bad, but okay.
Okay, but if you had to choose, who is your favorite like character, your fighter?
I'm still saying, like, I don't know, it's such a cliche, but I'm still Sub-Zero, because he's so cool. Get it? Cool, cold.
Cool. That's such a dad joke.
Yeah, I know.
I always play Katana. And I like Liu Kang. I always like those two, but when I play the video games, I'm always Katana. I've played Sindel a couple times. I've done Liu Kang. I've done like Sub-Zero and that, but like no, I'm always a fan of Katana and Liu Kang. I do like Sonya Blade too, but as for ability wise, Katana was my girl.
Okay.
Plus she had those cool like fans that like kicked ass. So she does break them out, and I was like, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I can.
So, yeah.
I can remember when I was playing against friends. They always obviously picked like Sub-Zero and Scorpion and fighters like this too. So, and I never. I'm this guy. I don't want to fight Scorpion against Scorpion or something like this. So I'm like, okay, then I choose someone else, and most of the time I took like Melina or Kitana. Like,
I like Melina too.
I don't know, they were a little bit weaker but faster, so it was a great combination.
Are you saying we're weaker because we're women?
The game says this. I'm just. Let's move on. I'm not getting out of this anymore.
Nope. What was I gonna say? Okay, moving on. So you want to go on to the second movie?
No, first.
Wait.
One thing I just wanted to mention is that the director 7 years later directed another video game adaptation, basically, which is called Resident Evil.
Okay.
because he started in 2002, I think it was. He directed Resident Evil, and he went there, I think, for 6 movies.
Okay.
I think it's 6 movies. And he said while filming Resident Evil, okay, if I ever care about the franchise again, I'll stick with it. I'm not repeating my mistake from Mortal Kombat, where he left the second movie and let another director direct his movie. But yeah, we get to this point now. First, your rating of the OG Mortal Kombat movie, please. Are you still there?
I'm still there. I'm still here. Okay. I'm listening to you. Yep.
What was the last thing you heard?
Movies.
No, the full sentence.
You cut out at some point.
Oh, you have to tell me this, because I said I want to hear your rating and I was waiting for it.
Okay, so you want my rating on the first movie?
Yes.
Okay, so because I absolutely love this movie and it's pure cheese, I will tell you this, I found the costumes, compared to the now costumes, are so much updated, like Sub-Zero and Scorpion. You notice that?
Yeah.
They're like completely updated now. They're more like badass, whereas then it was just like a color, a yellow thing over a ninja suit. So I would rate the first one, I'd give a 9 out of 10.
Oh wow, that's pretty high.
I loved that movie. I watched it a lot.
Yeah, I can tell. I gave it a 7 out of 10.
You gave it a 7?
Yeah.
Okay, next.
Yeah, next is Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Do we even have to talk about this one?
Well, very briefly, I mean, basically all actors got replaced with new actors, because everyone said, nope, I'm not going to do this.
They still kept Katana. She was the same.
And I think Liu Kang was the same too.
Yeah, he was the same. The rest, no, and completely different. So, and just like I said, like, Sonya went from having long hair to having short hair. Like, when did she have time to have a haircut?
Well, I don't know. She's a badass military girl. She probably just took a knife and it was gone.
She did it within like the seconds, eh? Honestly, watching it, like, I rewatched it and I was like, I feel like I don't remember it, but now I do remember it after watching it, and I was like, there's a reason why I don't.
I'm sorry. Yeah, for me, this movie, I mean, what annoyed me the most is like a big name like Johnny Cage pretty dies at the beginning of the movie.
I know.
Like,
I didn't like
what
that.
the fuck are you doing here? Like,
I know. And I like the original Raiden better, so I like that guy. He was the Highlander.
Yeah, he is. With a funny voice.
Yes. I like his voice. It's deep.
Yeah. But at least in this movie, Sub-Zero returns like he does in the game.
No, it's his brother.
Yeah, that's just what I wanted to say.
I'm sorry.
I just wanted to say he returns like he returns in this game as his brother, because in the game Sub-Zero dies too in the tournament, and then his brother takes his place. That's cool that they took it over to the movie, but it still makes the movie not good, not better, not watchable.
No, I completely agree with you on that one.
I don't know, at some point, even when I rewatched it, it just more and more turned into background noise.
Yeah.
I was basically just sitting there and staring at the screen and was like, what am I doing with my life?
Pretty much, right? So, and then like I found like Shao Kahn was even cheesy.
Yeah, it was. This movie looked like the I don't know, the what's it called? The Walmart version of the first part. Like, it looked so cheap and bad and like not even B movie. It was like C movie or something like.
And they made Shao Kahn. It seemed like he had daddy issues.
Yeah. Oh god, this was so bad.
Like, you have daddy issues. You're supposed to rebel. Go get a tattoo. Go get piercings. Go be a hoe. Like, yeah, I don't know. Wait, is this bad?
I did this.
I should have said all that.
No, it's okay. I was a hoe back then.
Yeah, I know. I only know this because you've told me.
Yep.
There's some hoes in this house.
You know, you are not alone in your house right now, right?
I'm talking about you.
And if you don't mean yourself, then there are not many options left right now.
I'm talking about you, but sure. I like what you did. I like how you like just turned that around on me.
Yeah, because you are the one who's sitting at home with, let's call it guests. Like, yeah, there's some hoes in the house, bitches.
I'm at your house, bitches. Okay. What would you rate this one?
I gave it a 3 out of 10.
Really?
3.
Why would you give it that high?
Because I was nice.
I'm kidding. I gave it a 4 only because even though it was a cheesy movie, the fight scenes were still cheesy enough for the 90s.
Yeah, you're just a fangirl, that's all.
Oh, shut up. No kidding.
Okay,
so
then Mortal Kombat, the new one from 2021. Go.
So I liked it. I wouldn't say I loved it. Because you compare it to the original. I do like how the costumes are more updated. I just felt like, okay, so this is a prequel, so obviously there's no tournament. So if you're looking for a tournament, it's not your typical Mortal Kombat tournament movie. I was looking forward to seeing Katana. She wasn't in it. Just Melina, and I hated her makeup. I hated it for the life of me. It honestly looked like somebody kicked her in the face. Like she had these big, huge bruises on the side of her face. Yes. And you're waiting for her to open her mouth and like the teeth. That's who you're known for. Show me your teeth, and then you finally only see it right at the end when she's like, I don't know, quote, possibly dead.
Yeah.
So, but I did like the way how it ended because it gives you like a teaser about who will be on the next movie.
Yeah, that's one thing I wrote down as well. Sequel bait at the end, so yeah.
Yes. So like I didn't overly or like, oh my god, this movie was amazing. You know what I mean? It was just like one of those things that I was like, yeah. I did like Kano. I thought he was funny.
Oh yeah, he was. But some things I wrote down.
Continue.
Sometimes I think that the blood looked way too fake. I don't know.
Of course.
It didn't look good or fake enough to be goofy or something.
Mm-hmm.
It just looked like shit. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Not always, but sometimes. Then one thing, I know it's a common thing in movies, but I don't get the emotional connection there, is when deaths occur in the first 10 minutes of a movie and I have no emotional bond with any of the characters dying on screen, then they have no impact on me at all. And that's the same with dang it, I totally forgot his name again. Hirosashi something.
You mean in the beginning of the movie?
Yes.
You're trying to remember his name?
Yes.
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, I can look it up too. I try to remember.
Okay, then I'll let you look it up.
Wusa. I think his name was something like Hirosashi or so. But
okay.
Yeah, I look it up. So.
Okay, I'll let you look it up. I won't look it up. I'll let you figure it out.
He was Scorpion. Can we say Scorpion?
Yeah, just call him Scorpion.
I just wanted to say, or is it too spoilery, but no, he's not.
Mm-hmm.
Hanzo Hasashi. This was his name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so the death of his family, it really, or even his death, in quotation marks, it had no impact on me. So I'm sorry, but
I like that actor who plays him. Do you know he's 60 years old?
Yep.
Crazy. Looking at him, you wouldn't think that.
Nope.
Right?
I thought maybe he's at his 40s at best.
Yeah, but that's the thing with the Asian dream, right? Like my best friends are Asian, and like everyone thinks they're younger than what they are, and when they find out their age, they're like, "Shut up!" It's like an amazing genes that they all have.
Oh yeah, they definitely do. Maybe.
And then I think
maybe
go ahead, sorry.
we should eat more sushi so we can. I don't know. I think sushi is the fountain of life. There, I said it, and it and it just tastes amazing. So.
I couldn't agree more because I love sushi. I just sent you the picture of him. Look how great he looks.
Yeah, I just saw the other picture you sent me as well.
But look how great he looks. He's like in his like wow, like 60s. Like amazing.
Oh yeah, he is.
I want to know what his diet is.
Anyway, I think the fatalities were cool too. Yeah, I mean, not all of them. Like the special effects sometimes were hit or miss, but yeah, most of the time they were cool, I think.
Yeah.
And I think,
so.
I mean, for me especially, this is something I just. Once you watched Asian fight movies, you can never go back. Let's put it this way. Because when they fight, you don't have so many jump cuts and everything. There's basically a camera, two dudes fighting, and they are probably all MMA fighters or something like this. And you have one camera, maybe every 10 minutes a cut or something like this, and let them fight. And this is what I love about Asian fight movies, and what I hate about these movies, because Jesus, the editing in this movie when they were fighting was atrocious, horrendous, awful. I think I'm done.
No, but you know what? Look at it this way. Maybe the next one's gonna be better.
Yeah, they wish.
So, what did you rate this one?
One thing I just want to ask you, because I didn't find an answer to this. At the beginning, Sub-Zero showed up and froze Hanzo's family to death and yada yada. At the end, he did the same with Cole's family, but magically they survived this. How could this happen and why? I don't get it, to be honest.
Because they're immortal. You're talking.
His family is immortal.
Like they're immortal.
What? When? Why? Why are they
I don't
immortal?
know.
They're normal humans like you and me. They cannot be immortal.
Well, think about it. His dad is immortal, so like shouldn't that gene be passed on to them?
Yeah, okay, makes sense with his daughter, but not with his wife.
I don't know. That I don't know. And maybe we'll get answers in the second one.
Uh-huh. I just say it's like no.
All right. What did you rate this movie?
I gave this movie a 6 out of 10.
I gave it a 7 because I'm giving it a fair shot, and hopefully the next one, the tournament's going to be good.
Yeah, let's see about the next one. I'm not so sure, because with all this COVID stuff and everything, I'm not so sure if it made enough money so they say, oh yeah, let's make a next one.
Well, they signed up for 4, so not sure if that's 4 total or 4 more.
Oh god. I hope at least we get a better next one than we got Annihilation, because this was yikes.
I know.
Okay, let's go to our awesome movies. Wait, let me check.
Are we doing an order, or are you doing like a random pick again?
We can do it exactly the way you want to do it.
Let me see. How is our order? We can do order. Why not?
Okay, we have 5 movies.
Mm-hmm.
And spoiler, from these 5 movies, I think, well, let's say 2.5 are good.
All right.
Okay, then what's the first movie we should start with?
Okay, so the first movie, I do like this movie. I think the rest of the franchise gets more and more ridiculous as it goes, but I still love it.
Okay.
This would be My Little Irishman, the Leprechaun.
Yeah, the first thing I wrote down, Jesus, there are 7 movies of this.
8.
Did they made another one? Really?
There's 8.
Oh, right, there was one with not, what's his name, Warwick Davis, with the new Leprechaun.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't count this one.
Okay, so let's just talk about like the first one in general, because there's so many, we'd be here forever, and then we can briefly just be like I said, I briefly just said it gets ridiculous as it goes on. I still love them, but let's just talk base more on the first one. I don't know. Do you feel that way too?
Okay, one thing, just even if you look up the other movies' names, you can clearly tell it gets ridiculous, because Leprechaun 4 in space, Leprechaun what was it, Back to the Hood, I think. Like,
yep.
Alrighty then.
They get more and more ridiculous, and I friggin' love it. You have no idea how much I love it.
They get so ridiculous, honestly.
Yeah.
And I think we have to agree that the best in all the 7 movies is Warwick Davis as the Leprechaun.
Of course. I love like the first, like they're so cheesy, and I love like the one-liners of like his Irish one-liners.
Yeah.
In there about the pot of gold and stuff like that. Like, you know, as a kid, I was more scared of him than Chucky.
Oh, really? Yeah, okay, I can see it. I think
it's just because you look at his face, right? And his face is kind of like the way how they did it up, the makeup, which they did a really good job. But but he was just scary as a kid. And Jennifer Aniston was in the first one.
Yeah, that's one thing I wrote down too. Oh my god, Jennifer Aniston looks so young and so adorable. I think she was like 21 at this time.
Yep. So. I remember one of the kills till this day. I still will always remember it.
The pogo stick. And I don't think
it was pogo stick, yes, but I think this one was in the second one.
Oh, okay.
And I remember I walked into my friend's house to hang out with her, and her brother was watching Leprechaun, and the scene was the guy walked into the garage and he thought he was being taunted by a nude girl, and he gets closer and closer, and it turns out it was a lawnmower. I still remember that scene to this day.
Yeah, I think it was in the second one. I'm not so sure anymore, but I think
it was the second one. The second one, yeah, because he gets his whole face gets like chopped up, and he thought they were boobs. No, they were just the blades to a lawnmower.
Yeah, you like this, don't you?
That was the thing I saw when I walked in the house. I was like, "What are you watching?" And I had no idea about this movie whatsoever. So technically, I saw the second one, parts of the second one before I saw the first one.
How old were you back then?
I don't remember. When did that movie come out? That was in the 90s, obviously, right?
Well, with you, it could be in the 80s as well, so... Huh.
Let me take a look. You're calling me old.
Yeah, I did.
Leprechaun. No, not that one. Yeah, so 94. Man, wow. I was in grade 4 then.
Oh, wow. Yeah. You're calling yourself old.
Yeah, I know. Extremely old. Yeah, so I would have been about 10 or 11-ish, I think, then.
Yeah, just think about it, like you walking in, little innocent 10-year-old Nicole, seeing this. Oh my god, this is so awesome.
I was like, what are you watching? And the creepy leprechauns on the corner, and just then all of a sudden the guy's face just went. But regardless, I still like these movies, and like every year around St. Patrick's Day, I like to rewatch them again, just because it's like I have to. Irish horror, right?
Yeah,
so
of course.
I know you were like, hey, when we do the movies, Ellie, you're going to pick that as your favorite one, right? So we can talk about it, all of them. And I was like, no.
No. I don't wanted to talk about all Leprechaun movies at all because, yikes. But I thought it was your favorite movies because I know you love these movies. So I just thought you'd like to talk about them.
Love it. So,
but I totally forgot about your other favorite movie. So
my other pick.
Yeah.
So yeah, right. My other pick, which we'll get to.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, what would you rate the first Leprechaun movie? Because we don't need to continue on with it, right? Because there's so much.
No, is of course, and I gave the first Leprechaun movie a very generous 6 out of 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I give it a 7.
Yeah, see?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Ready for the next one?
Of course.
Okay, so this one's a first watch for me.
Okay.
Leatherface.
Oh, okay.
And we know this because I am not a fan of hillbilly movies.
Yeah, and I'm not a fan of bad movies, so we'll meet right here at Leatherface. Nice.
I will say this, however, I do love the original, the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I love that one, and then I'm good. I don't need the rest.
Of course. I mean, it's a classic, so everyone loves this movie.
Yeah, and I love it.
And this one, Leatherface, actually is not Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, which is also called Leatherface. No, it's a 2017 movie, and it's the prequel to the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, so it's like kind of like how he is before who he is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like how he. So I was kind of like going into it. I was like, oh God. I'm like, am I gonna? There was one scene I had to turn away. I will tell you that.
Yeah.
I hate that. We'll get into it, but anyway, I did mind this movie, to be honest. For somebody who's not like big into like the hillbilly like movies, I didn't mind it. Like I didn't absolutely love it, but I didn't absolutely hate it.
You know why you probably like this the most of all the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies or hillbilly movies?
Why?
Because, at least in my opinion, it's the least Texas Chainsaw Massacre of them all. It doesn't really feel like a Texas Chainsaw movie. It's like okay.
And like the movie, so like they're in a psych ward. Actually, before I even go on to it, they had a really good cast, and I love Lily Taylor. I don't care what people say. I love her.
Definitely.
I think she's awesome.
Oh yeah, she is.
She played awesome as like a badass mom in this movie. Like she always does awesome in her roles, but like this one, she was like a real nasty badass mom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stephen Dwarf was in it, but he was kind of like a crooked cop. But in a way, I kind of get why he became the way he became. Because of what happened to his daughter.
Yeah,
I get that.
This was pretty brutal, to be honest.
Yeah, so I get why he is the way why he did. But okay, so you kind of like see the beginning, what happens to his daughter, and then you kind of follow through into the psych ward. You follow the nurse and like the psych patients, and then you meet this small group where 2 are like clearly severely ill, and one you think is Leatherface because he's that big dumb guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just the whole time I'm like it's this guy, it's totally him, and just how big and dumb he is, and then how he kills the one kid, like that's the scene I had to look away. As soon as I saw the mouth going on a rock, I was like, yep, done. I do not like that scene. And I didn't even like it in American History X. No, thank you.
Okay, but it's funny that this is a scene where you say, okay, this crosses the line. I can't watch this. And other scenes you're like, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's funny. Like I can watch like gore scenes and stuff like that, and like people being murdered, but I don't know why that drives me nuts.
Okay.
There's certain ones that I'm like, ugh! Anything has to do with bones, like bones that shouldn't go a certain way, I don't like to watch.
Okay.
So you think like it's that big dumb guy the whole time, right? And like turns out it's not. It's this skinny kid who's like the good boy, the one you feel for, the one that you're just like, oh, he's a good kid. He's trying to protect the nurse. He's just a little unwell. You know what I mean? And turns out he was fucking Leatherface the whole movie.
Yeah, the reason you find out, oh my god, it's not the big dumb guy, is because the big dumb guy gets shot.
In the head. But then I thought,
yeah, but
okay, so...
The first time I saw this, I was like, oh my god, what the fuck? I thought he was Leatherface. Who is Leatherface? What the fuck?
But hear me out. Hear me out.
I hear you out. Let's talk.
So when he gets shot in the head, I was like, well, maybe he like missed a portion of his face, and that's why he becomes the way he is, all fucked up. And then it was like, no, he's dead. This dumb fuck is dead.
You are a nurse, right?
Yes.
No, I was just wondering about... I thought he got shot in the head, but it's like, fine, he scratched it off and moved along. Like, what?
No, because there are people who do survive gunshots in the head. Unfortunately, it leaves them horribly disfigured, and they do get plastic surgery to help them out. So that's what I was kind of going with. Well, maybe he didn't hit him in the right spot, you know, because it was fast.
I'm pretty sure hillbillies from, was it 1970-something or 1950-something, have the money and the everything for plastic surgery.
Well, you didn't know that. You didn't know who his family was. well, actually, we thought he belonged to, you know, that family, but yeah. But, like, honestly, like, I felt for him. I was like, oh my god, this kid, like, you know, he's just not well, and he's protecting the nurse, he's a gentleman. Well, no, he's fucking Leatherface. He fucking cuts her head off. I'm sorry, I'm swearing.
Yeah, it's okay. But this is one thing that made no sense to me, that he is Leatherface. Because if you watch a Leatherface in, like, any other movie, he's like this big, bulky guy, like, is a big guy. And he is very skinny, so this makes no sense, to be honest.
He gets fat.
Yeah, of course, that's how it works. His whole bone structure changes and everything. He gets fat. Yeah, no, right.
Well, like, his face does get deformed, right? Because he gets shot in the face. So then his mom stitches him up. But
I'm not talking about his face. I'm talking about his figure, his bone structure and everything. But
it changes. Like, as he grew up. So, like, his face, it started with his face. His face got disfigured. But you know, at that point, he snapped. He snapped in the car after he got shot in the face, and he was mad at her because she went after the police. And then at that point, he snapped. And then you kind of feel bad. I felt bad for her in the end because she was just like, she's such a sweet, innocent nurse, and kind of like, you know me, kind of a thing. And then he just off with her head. Because the mom was there convincing him too, and at that point he already was gone. Like,
and
he was
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You were in the middle of something.
No, go ahead.
No, go.
I forget. Go ahead. No, go.
I just want to say, and this is a very important rule: if a big guy with a chainsaw stands in front of you, don't insult his mom. You lose your head for this.
I know I wouldn't have said anything about the mom. But in the end, think about it. If he would have let her live, don't you think the mom would have killed her at some point? Because that's who they are.
Probably.
Or the brothers or whatever. Brothers or uncles or whatever. Anybody in the family would have done it. So,
yeah, probably.
And then he takes her face and the cop's face and makes it into his face.
Yep. And then finally this movie is over.
So I'm going to say out of the majority of the movies that we had to watch on this list, this was probably the better one.
Oh, wow. This is sad.
Oh, and I just kind of want to touch base on, in this movie, they do ECT, right? So Hollywood ECT, electric shock therapy, like they were preparing the patients. So I just want to point out, because we know I'm a nurse, I do work in the mental health, specialized mental health, we do still use electric shock therapy, but it's not like that. So like movies glorify it and they make it look so barbaric. It's nothing like that whatsoever. And they're going to generalize anesthesia, and they're kind of put to sleep for a couple of seconds. They do a little shock and induces a seizure, and for some reason it works for them. And we usually use that on patients that are severely depressed, and it does work for some reason. So, and I used to do ECT like a long time ago. So like when I see them in movies, how they like do stuff like this, and I'm like, no, that's not how it's done. And that's why people think it's such a barbaric thing, but it's not. And the thing is, patients ask for it. Patients sign a waiver that they want it because it does help them. So it's not like something where like they're in the psych ward and it's like, you're bad, we're going to give you electric shock therapy as a punishment. No, if you're not doing well and the medication's not doing well, this is an option if you want to proceed with it. And majority of them will say, yeah, sure. So usually I would say about 96% people want it because it does work. And then there's like that small portion that's like, oh, I don't know if it's going to work. And they're like nervous, but with proper teaching, then they get into it. So just wanted to point that out.
Okay.
It's not as barbaric as you see in the movies, because it was kind of set up here as a barbaric thing where they're like shaving the guy's head and just like the dumb guy's head, and they had him strapped in and he was awake. Do you remember that before they had like the breakout scene? Yeah. Okay, so what would you rate this movie?
Okay, this was now a lesson again from our nurse, Nicole.
You're welcome.
The more you know.
Yep.
I gave this movie a 5 out of 10.
Really? I gave a lot higher because I know I won't watch the rest.
Okay.
I liked it. I gave it a 7 out of 10. And I know probably a lot of people who love that franchise would be like, what are you talking about? So
yeah.
Don't judge me. Okay, let's continue on.
Okay, next movie, please.
Oh, it's one of your favorites. You just watched it today. Liverleaf.
I just watched it today? Okay.
Liverleaf. Didn't you watch that today, or was that yesterday?
Oh, yeah, I watched it today. I just noticed I don't have any notes for... Oh, I remember why I don't have any notes for it.
Because you were bored with it.
Yeah, but that's not the only reason. I thought... wait, I have to look it up. I have it on my phone. I took screenshots of IMDb user reviews, and I just read some of them, and I'm like, for the next portion of this movie, I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? Like,
okay.
Here, a user review. 9 out of 10. Great visual horror. I like the progressively more violent and gore turn of this movie. The scenes are really pleasant and aesthetic, and the plot itself is interesting. It talks about bullying, but takes it to an exponential level of chaos, along with some nice, unexpected turns. Okay.
You know what? I like that.
Yeah, but here's my take on this. What the fuck? No.
Okay, so this was a Japanese movie, right? And so the film was, like you said, based on bullying. So it's very slow in the beginning. And you kind of go through this, you follow this poor girl and how she's being bullied constantly by this group of kids. And like, to be honest, like, you notice like the group of kids even bully the teacher.
Yep.
Did you finish the movie at all?
Nope.
Because at one point you notice later on when all these kids are missing, well, we'll get into that. Did you see what happens to the teacher?
Nope, I don't think so.
Okay, so you get to a point where, so there's like, so because everything is all about bullying, and like what this kid's been going through, and these kids take it too far, and they set her house on fire.
Oh yeah, I saw this. Okay.
But they actually didn't set the house on fire. They They poured gasoline on the house, and then the mom walked out and told them to stop it. Then they dumped it on her and set her on fire. And then they ran to the house, and the dad was there with the kid, the sister, and they poured it on them, and the dad jumped on the little girl, and they set them on fire. And then these bullied kids run. So obviously the main character that they were bullying, it was her parents and her sister. They were able to save the sister. And the sister was in bandages in the hospital. So the girl figured out who did it, and obviously one by one she picks them off. Like, she takes revenge on them, and they're brutal killings, some of them. And so the kids obviously are going missing. And to kind of get back to the teacher, you can tell the teacher is bullied a lot too by not only the kids, but was probably bullied a lot by the kids' parents. So the teacher was walking into the school, and everyone was all like, my kids are missing, and they were like blaming her for the bullying, and she just lost it, or blamed her for the kids missing. She lost it. She runs away screaming, and then she trips and she falls in the snow on the road, and along comes one of those snowplow machines with the blades. And she just sat there and looked at it and had a big smile on her face and just watched it. And it just came, and all of a sudden her body got chopped up and flung into the snow. And like, all the bullies' kids' parents were screaming. So like, even the teacher was tormented by these kids and these kids' families. But what's kind of the twist here? Because where did you stop?
I think I stopped around when she killed this male bullies, like the one with the crossbow and his friend. So did you see the fight scene between the blonde, like the redhead, she was like strawberry blonde, and the little Asian girl? Did you see that part? I don't think so.
So, okay, so the strawberry blonde, so what comes down to it, the strawberry blonde girl and the girl that was being bullied were actually, they come to the end where they show that they were actually best friends. They were complete best friends. They hung out. They did everything together. She only started getting bullying because she started talking to that guy, that photographer guy, right? I don't really remember their names. So everyone thought she started getting bullied because she took away this man from the strawberry blonde girl, right? That wasn't the case. The strawberry blonde girl was a lesbian and had a crush on the girl they bullied.
Oh, okay.
So she took her bullying out on them, on her. They chit-chatted a bit. They resolved their differences and went their own ways. And she kind of admitted to her that, I wasn't upset because you started dating that guy. I was upset because you were dating that guy and I like you, kind of a thing, right? So it was kind of like, oh, shit, you're a lesbian. So that's why. Like, all of it could have been avoided. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
okay.
that's what I got. That was my take on it. Like, she didn't fully come out and say it, but that's, like, what I got out of it. And she ends up fighting the little short Asian, and then they both basically cut each other up. Basically, it ends with her boyfriend, the girl that was bullied in the beginning, her boyfriend was there when her family died because he took photos.
Oh, okay.
He ended up being psychotic. He killed his dad, his mom, his grandma, beat the shit out of her, just so he and the girl that was bullied. So there's like so many other parts of the story to be together. And when she found in his backpack that he was there when her mom and dad and her sister went through what they did, basically it ends with her killing him, and she got stabbed by him, and it ends with her lying in the snow, and it's like an aerial view of her curled up in a ball. So it was like she got her revenge on everybody, but she was there dying. So
okay.
I didn't like, the story was very long and it dragged on, but there was like a lot of it that didn't need to happen, and like, so I get why that review was the way it was. So, and it was all about bullying.
10 out of 10. Fantastic movie. I don't know why this movie has such a low rating. The amount of intent in this movie is overwhelming. You can feel the hatred from throughout the movie.
Of course you can.
No, it's boring.
Yeah, it had parts that were very, very like long and dried out. I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10. I gave it a 7 out of 10 because when it gets to that point, you're like, oh, okay. So if you can get past that whole first chunk, you're good. You're golden.
No, but for me it was actually the other way around. I had no problem with the slow pacing and the bullying and whatnot. It was quite okay. But once she started killing all these people, I was like, yeah, okay, no, I'm out. It's getting too boring.
I know, because when you were texting me, you're like, this is boring. And I know, because when I was watching, I was like, it was boring. I just like the concept towards the end. It was a lot of killing. I was like, my God. I'm like, they all have like knives and shit, and like nobody cares that all these kids are missing.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't really see the horror element in this besides from the gore. Because, yeah, I don't see it.
Understandable. I don't think I'd watch it again, though.
Yeah, I don't watch it either. No way, Jose.
So, like I said, I gave it a 7 out of 10, but that was like a one-time watch for me. So,
Yeah, I gave it did not rate it out of 10 because I didn't finish it, and so it would be not fair for me to rate it.
I got you. It's kind of funny because like I just like went blabbling on about it. You could have told me to stop anytime.
No, it's okay. You have stuff to tell about this movie. You really enjoy it, so.
Towards the end, I did because
No,
it was like, oh shit, her old man was there when the family died. Oh shit, like her friend was actually like a lesbian or really liked her. That's what I got out of it, and you know what I mean? So it was all like a jealousy thing, but not against the man. It was against her. Like, oh shit, it was like some like Jerry Springer shit.
okay.
Jerry.
Yeah, like I said, this movie was not for me. I don't know. It was not my style, my everything. It was just plain blah for me.
Mm-hmm.
And the longer it took, the more I got like, okay, can we get this over with? Checks runtime, 1 hour left. Oh fuck this shit. No.
I know it takes a while. There's like a whole chunk of it that they could have just done away with. Like if they would have shown the bullying, not like keep dragging it on. Like showed the bullying and then like what happens to her family, and then spent the rest of the movie her getting revenge. Then okay, yeah, fine. But like it shouldn't have been like bullying for an hour and a half, and you still got like another hour to get to the point. So, but I get it because you once told me that's how these movies work. It's the build up.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I have no problem with build up, but here the once she started killing, I don't know, the movie got more annoying the more people she killed. I don't know why. That's why I turned it off after a while.
Alrighty, so we gave our ratings. You want the next movie?
Yeah, give me the next movie.
Let the right one in.
Oh, this was a first time watch for you as well.
It was.
And I think it was so funny to me when we were talking and to like, oh my god, this movie is so slow. And then like, I think it was 5 minutes later. What? This movie is about vampires?
I was like, oh my god, it's so slow. I was like, this is about vampires? And you're like, yeah.
I totally thought everyone knew that this is a movie about vampires.
No, because I went in blindly. I didn't watch the trailer, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like, you saw the guy get strung up and his neck, like, he gets drained of blood. And I'm like, what is happening? And then I was like, oh, she's a vampire.
But I really like this friendship relationship between Oscar and Eli, or Ellie, or Ellie. I think they say Ellie.
Yeah. Which, might we add, this is another bullying movie.
Yeah, I just wanted to say the same thing. The main protagonist, Oscar, gets bullied too a lot. And I don't know why, but here it works for me because I really enjoy this movie. I think it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And it also has its little bit of violence in it, but it's never distasteful, let's call it this way.
It's also kind of funny because, like I said, it's about bullies. The bullies get their taste in the end too,
Oh yeah,
because of like what they were doing to that poor kid. Like the kid stood up for himself, so because he stood up for himself, they got the bigger, like the brother involved, and it gets worse. But then, that whole scene where they're in the pool, you're just like, oh, is she gonna help him? You know she's gonna come and help him.
Yeah.
Because she was like in love with him. So.
Yeah, of course.
But go ahead. Sorry.
I just want to say, like I said, I really like this movie. I even like the American remake, which is called Let Me In, and has oh my god, what's her name? Chloe Grace Moretz. No, one of these names with Chloe Grace Moretz.
Okay. Yes.
And it was pretty good too. Although they changed the names a bit for some reason, it's not Oliver and Ellie. It's now Oscar and Ellie. It's called Oliver and Abby now. So I'm like, okay, this wouldn't have been necessary, but okay, I get it. You wanted it to be more for an American audience, so yeah, I kind of get it.
Do you know what? I've never actually seen it.
Yeah, because if you had seen it, you would like, oh, this is similar to this movie I'm watching right now.
Maybe I'll watch it. I'll have to give it a watch. Yeah. No, I've never seen it.
Both movies are adaptations from a book, which is called Let the Right One In. And the author of this book saw both movies and enjoyed them both.
Huh. So I'll have to watch the other one and compare it. I did not know. Good to know.
Yeah. No, like I said, this is one of the rare occasions where I say, okay, the American remake is as good as the original. So yeah.
I thought it was okay. So, like, it was cute. It just it dragged a bit with a lot of stories, and then
yeah, if we are completely honest here, it's more like a romantic vampire film. It's not really a 100% horror movie. It's more like, yeah, it's horror because it's vampires.
But it's not romantic Twilight romantic?
No, it's not over the top romantic. It's just, how old is Oscar in this movie? 10 or 12 years old?
Mm-hmm.
So
I think so, yeah.
If you think about it, it's basically like a little bit of a darker version with vampires of My Girl.
Okay. Yeah, actually, you're right. It is. Yeah, now that you say that, I've never... Yeah. Okay. What would you rate this movie?
Well, because I like it really much, I gave it an 8 out of 10.
I was a little bored. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I gave it a 6 out of 10.
It's okay.
I'm gonna watch the new one though. I'll have to let you know how I feel about it.
Well, it's not the new one in this sense, because this movie came out in, I think, 2008, and the remake came in 2010.
Okay.
But yeah, give it a try. Maybe you like the American one better because you have no subtitles there, and it's easier to watch for you.
Maybe. Because I know the first copy I found, I was like, there's no subtitles.
Oh,
can't watch it.
Speaking of subtitles, this was another thing which highly annoyed me at Liverleaf. The first version I watched of it had so weird subtitles, they didn't really fit they fit the scenery, but they seemed to be written from... Okay. They seemed to be written from me and not from someone who is fluent in English.
Yes, sorry about that. I think they heard a car shut and that's why they're doing that.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So it took me a while to find another version with the correct subtitles. And at this point I was already annoyed, and it was 15 minutes in this movie. So yeah, I think this is another reason I was so annoyed with this movie and stopped it midway.
Of course. I get that wholeheartedly.
Okay, then what is the next movie on your list? Our list.
It's your pick.
Oh, it's The Lighthouse.
Mm-hmm.
This is so awesome.
Sure.
No, to be honest, I mean, I know the Oscar Academy, yeah. The Oscars don't like horror movies, so they rarely nominate horror movies. But I think if Willem Dafoe ever deserved an award for acting, then it would have been this movie, because his acting is amazing in this movie. I mean, Robert Pattinson is awesome as well, there's no doubt about it. But Willem Dafoe performance in here is mind-blowing, amazing, great.
Okay, I'm gonna... Yes, they both... I'm gonna say yes. Both their acting was very well done. I loved how they did the whole black and white. I love that style of it. And I know this is your favorite one. We've had discussions about this before.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go with this. This is the second movie I've seen where someone slept with a fish.
The second movie, what?
That I've seen that someone slept with a fish.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because he sleeps with a mermaid. This is the second one. The first one was The Shape of Water, which is a good movie. But like throughout the movie, I was like, what is happening? Like they're slowly losing their minds. I get it. And it was going from on there. And then when the ending comes, I figured it out right away when I saw the ending, where you saw him on the rocks and the birds were pecking at him. First, actually, you saw the lighthouse light, and then you saw where the birds were pecking at him. I was like, what? Like at first I didn't know what it was, and then I was like, is this Greek mythology? I was like, is this Prometheus? And I was like, it is Prometheus. And then I was like, okay, I get it. And I only watched it once, and I debated about going back and rewatching it for the podcast, and I was like, I don't know if I could do it again.
No.
But
yeah.
Continue. Go ahead.
No, you wanted to say something?
No, I was gonna say, but I want to hear what you thought about this whole movie.
Okay. Yeah, like you said, since it's my pick for this podcast, I obviously very much enjoyed it. But I think it's mostly because I'm a big fan of cinematography. So if a movie is well shot, I enjoy it even more, and that's what's the case here. Even the 4:3 ratio, which is a bit weird to be honest, and needs some time to get into it. But after a while, I didn't even notice it anymore, and I don't know. It gives you this claustrophobic feel.
Sorry.
Okay. I think this ratio gives you this claustrophobic feel.
Yes. No, I will agree with you. It was beautifully done that way.
And I think this claustrophobic feel still contributes to the atmosphere of the whole movie as well. While the movie itself, it's not this pure horror movie or something. It's always this bond between these two men, and they have good times, they have bad times, they have like singing and dancing and being drunk, and the next time there's this I don't want to say mentor-apprentice relationship, but yeah, kind of. Because Willem Dafoe is obviously the old guy who's been there forever, and so he takes charge of this young guy, Robert Pattinson, who comes over there. And one thing I really, really like about this movie as well, and this is one thing, this sometimes it can contribute to the movie or it can totally break it, and this was the music. It's like,
okay,
at the new Mortal Kombat movie, I hated the music. I don't know why this whole music, it never really fit to the scene. It was so weird, like it sounds so off.
You know what's funny? You're not the only one I heard say that about that movie. But continue on.
But here in the Lighthouse, I don't know, every piece of music, it totally fits the scene. You have this ominous music when something weird is happening. You have this let's call it a little bit more lighthearted music when they are both drunk and having fun. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed this movie.
I'm happy you did. One day I'll give it a rewatch. One day I will. I couldn't do it because you know what? After watching Liverleaf, Let the Right One In, you kind of get trained by those movies.
Okay, I get it, yeah.
And then it's like I need something exciting, so then I went on watching something non-completely horror to kind of make it all like lifelike again. And then I was like, I can't watch Lighthouse. I can't do it.
No, it's the same thing here. Movies like this, I just can watch when I'm really awake and I can focus on them. Because when I'm tired, I fall asleep. Yeah. It's like, no matter how good the movie is, I fall asleep because the way they are slow and take a while to get moving, it's just exhausting.
Exactly.
So I can totally see it.
But I will say, like I said, I feel like, yes, it was beautifully done. I do agree that William Dafoe was amazing. Robert Pattinson. Is it Pattinson? Patterson?
Pattinson.
I never get his name right.
Just say the Twilight guy.
The glittering vampire. He did very well. But as for, like, the storyline, for me, I was kind of Yeah. So, and that's... Go ahead, sorry.
I just want to say... I think storyline is not the main focus in this movie. It's more like really the
art,
not the art especially, but the character development between Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson and how they act with each other. It's more like I don't think you watch this movie for story purposes. I think you watch it if you want to see excellent acting.
Yes.
Oh, and one thing, if you are a non-native English speaker, I highly recommend subtitles when you watch it in English. Because, Jesus Christ.
Because some parts are hard to understand.
Yeah, I mean, this movie plays in the 18-something, I think.
Yeah.
And the talking of them is old English as well. Like if you have ever read Shakespeare, you know what I mean. It's like basically like this, and it's so hard to understand if you're a non-English speaker. So I had subtitles on, and yeah, it was a good idea.
Yeah, you definitely need it. So because it's your favorite, what did you rate it?
This is one of the rare occasions I gave a movie a 10 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
I gave it a 6. Even though I wasn't like the biggest fan of it, I still liked how it was beautifully done. The acting was well. I just didn't like the storyline. So.
Okay. Moving on, please.
My
heart is broken. But I think there's only one movie left, and it's your favorite. And now I can slander your favorite. No,
I'm pretty sure everyone loves this movie. How can you not?
Yeah, I just wrote one sentence down at the Lost Boys review.
So what's my favorite then?
The Lost Boys. I just said it.
I know.
And I just wrote down Halloween 2020 podcast, listen to this. Because we talked about this movie back then.
We did?
Oh, yes.
We did?
Yes, we did. We had a Halloween podcast with our favorite movies.
No, I was like, I don't even remember discussing it on there. We did?
Yeah,
I have to go all the way back. We did. We totally did.
yeah, we did. Because
Oh my.
I listened to it again to get my rating, what I rated it back then.
Which was your rating?
10 out
I
of
didn't
10.
rate your Lost Boys. You gave it 10 out of 10 too?
Yes, of course. I mean, it's Lost
Same.
Boys.
You're right. We did do it up there. I don't know what more to say about this, but like Keith Sutherland makes a mullet look good.
Yeah, I think you even said this back in the review.
And Jason Patrick, like, you can't go wrong with this, you know, and like the cheesy lines in there, the whole thing about vampires. There's 2 vampire movies we watched.
Yeah.
This time around. The music, everything was good. My favorite part, we discussed this, I think. Now I'm remembering the last time that they were like, hey, let's just throw the saxophone player with his shirt off on the beach.
Oh, yeah.
You know what this movie needs?
More saxophone.
Bam. Yeah.
No, but this movie is just a pretty good mid-80s horror movie. There's nothing you don't enjoy in this movie.
I know, everything's great. Oh my god, I hope you didn't pick that up. I hope we didn't. We probably did. I'll just say it anyway, because you're probably not going to edit it out. My dog is next to me, and my dog farted.
Oh. And don't worry, we didn't hear it, but thank you for telling us.
You're welcome. It was long. And it was long like that. So if you hear that in the background, that's my dog.
Nope, nobody
Bulldog.
heard it.
Bulldogs. Yeah, like, and it was a great cast, like, you know. So I don't know what more to say about this because we've already discussed it, but it was a favorite. So 10 out of 10 for the both of us.
Well, if you want, you can still tell everything again. I don't mind.
We don't need to. I forgot we talked about this earlier too. That's too funny. Until you were like, we did. And I was like, we did? And I had to like look it up. Oh my god. And guess what I just opened it up on? A giant page that says end card.
Yeah, if you're wondering why we still, after, I don't know, 50 episodes of this podcast, still don't have an end card where you can click on playlist or previous podcasts. Yeah, Nicole, do you want to tell them why we don't have an end card?
Because I keep forgetting and I write in big letters on each thing to start a new one. Do the end card. So I have a good decent time off this week, so it's no excuse. I'll get it done.
Yeah, I think you said this for the, I don't know, 10th time now.
Whatever. I'm reading it again, big letters in red. End card.
Yeah, I think,
circle.
Didn't we talk about this last time as well, where I told you to put end cards not at the end from your notes, but at the beginning from your new notes, so you can read it once you're like, okay, I'll take notes, end card. Oh yeah, I need to make an end card.
We should change our name to, instead of Don't Blame the Movies, Don't Blame Nicole about the end card.
Don't blame the end card. Yeah, good idea.
You can make a scary movie based on the end card.
Oh my god.
The horror, will she do it? Oh man.
Please tune in next week when we find out, will Nicole think of the end card? Or are we still still on a thrill ride the entire season?
Yeah, watch it be like the last one. I'll be like, hey, guess what? I made it, guys. It's pretty. No, I'll do it. I'll do it this week.
Yeah, I can imagine it like, yeah, I finally did the end card, and thank you for listening to our favorite horror movies with Seth, and goodbye. Yeah.
I'm also going to need a new notebook, too. This one's starting to get... I'm a little over halfway through now. I'm going to need a new notebook. So, yeah.
Yeah.
New notebook that I can write end card in multiple times.
You should name your notebook end card. Like, put it in front of it, the first page, the cover of the notebook or something like this. You can.
I should tape it on the front.
Yeah, so
This
you
actually
can
says.
always see it.
This actually says my sister bought it for me. There's a million fish in the sea, but I'm a mermaid. So. What?
Then you know what? Right underneath it, but not not someone who remembers the end card.
Exactly. Well, I think that's it. We discussed everything that we needed to.
Yes, we discussed all our shitty and good movies with L. We discussed our Oscars. We discussed Mortal Kombat. Next time we discuss horror movies with M.
And I think we discussed that we're going to have a special guest next time.
Oh, yes. And
is it this?
Yeah.
This is the one that we're going to have the guest, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And
so let's hear them gang up on me.
No, we're not going to do this. No, but I think the hardest time for me will be picking a favorite movie with M, because I have 3 so far and I can't really choose. So
John, pick a name out of a hat.
I'll just do it this way. I'll do a poll as always on my Instagram page. And then I see which movies got picked and which movies don't. And the movie that doesn't get picked, I'll pick for my favorite movie.
Sounds like a plan.
Because I know movies with M which will get definitely picked. And you will hate this.
You know of one?
Yeah. Because it's the perfect time for this. May has begun. There's a May Queen in it. Technically.
Shut up. I am a May Queen, so there you go.
Oh yeah, this is something I wanted to say as well, because I almost forgot it. Dear listeners, don't forget to say a happy birthday to Nicole on Thursday, May 6th.
Aw, thank you.
Because then she'll get 30 plus years old.
30 plus.
Yeah, we don't have to be specific. It's like 30 plus. It's good enough.
That's a nice way of putting it. 30 plus. I like it. We'll keep it. We'll keep it that way. So, I guess.
You guess?
Should we guess until next time?
Oh yeah.
We shall say.
Okay, until next time.
Bye.
Bye.